Hello there, this is Chris from MTG Artisan's Corner, and I present to you yet again another Artisan deck I created around the signature draft card Kargan Warleader. I built this deck because I have, a lot of cardboard laying around at home and I just wanted to do something with it. And stuff like this is fun to me and therefore I would like to share. Yeah, for those who don't know, Artisan is common and uncommons only. It's similar to Pauper, just with a little bit more of wiggle room, as we get to play around uncommons such as these. And that's basically my jam somehow. Let's get to the deck. Kargan Warleader is very, very straightforward. It's a 3-mana Lord effect for warriors. It's the draft uncommon in the set Zendikar Rising. And there's not much to it. You play warriors early, you play warriors fast, smash face, and hope your opponent doesn't have much removal. That's pretty much it. There's not much complexity going on, as in the landfall mechanics, for example. So therefore, the deck will be very streamlined. You can expect that much. The next card... before I go any further, I want to... admit that this deck idea is not mine. This is one of the decks I copied from the internet. I copied a deck from Legend VD, another YouTuber I highly adore and admire. And I just took his deck. I'll post his version and his video in the link description below, or as a link in the description below. And I just wanted to be very clear on that. If you think this is familiar to what you've seen before, yes it is. Okay, onto the actual deck tech. Fireblade Charger is a 1-mana warrior that gets haste when he's equipped, and if he dies, he'll do damage to any target according to his power. If you get ---- effects, like -2/-2, you will not do any damage. It's just that simple. If he dies from destruction, if he dies from damage spells out of red, then you'll get some damage off. If the power gets reduced from black, for example, or gets bounced, it does nothing. Just be aware of that. Core Blade Master is another warrior just kind of begging for an opportunity to deal damage, and there's not much to say. Equip your warriors, they all get double strike. It's that simple, it's that easy. Twin Blade Geist is a card I've been using a lot lately. It's a warrior, so that works pretty well. And it can give a creature of ours double strike, which works really, really well with an equipment Morningstar, simply because that creature gets +1, so it's a double damage, and trample, which really, really helps this deck out. The last support card or support role in this deck is Call. Call reads whenever another non-token creature dies, and it was equipped in our case, enchanted as well, but that's not really the case here. You get to return it to your hand. So if Fireblade Charger is attacked, it dies, you deal damage, you get it back to your hand, you play 1 mana, equip another equipment, and start attacking again. Call is in this deck because this deck sorely lacks card draw, so every creature counts. And you'll find yourself in some games where you just don't do anything because it's a removal galore, and not even Cole will be of any help. Just a fair warning right now. I'll go skip the equipment for now and talk about Brunor. Brunor is the meat and butter, bread and butter, whatever you want to call it, like the MVP of the deck. Let's call it that. He's the MVP of the deck. We have loads of cheap equipment that also equip for cheap. And for each equipment we have, Brunor gives that equipped creature +2/+2 on top of it. And what also really helps this deck is the first equip ability in your active turn is free. Please pay attention to that. You must pick Brunor the first time around in a turn to equip for free. That is given. If you mess it up, you've messed up, obviously. That's the creature suite. We have 21 creatures. Feels like enough. I've had the most success with this version. I've tinkered a little bit with the numbers. I've played the other warrior in white, the one spirit warrior that when it boasts for 2 mana you get another warrior token, because I thought many creatures were necessary, but that's not the case. This feels like the right amount. If you really want to go that route with more creatures, less equipment, feel free. Just as viable. In the equipment slots we have Boots of Speed. As I said, this deck lacks card draw, so each creature counts more than ever, and giving that creature haste for 1 mana is a boon to this deck. It really, really is necessary. Don't go lower than 4. You're gonna need it. Leather armor is a protection equipment that gives a little bit of a defense boost. However, it equips for free, which helps with the core Blade Master that gives double strike. It can help with coal for getting back the creatures. The more cheap equipment we got, it will help out with the plate armor. I'll get to that in a moment. And early on, Ward 1 is effective. You will find yourself a turn longer with a creature just because your opponent doesn't have that 1 mana. It's a common, but it actually feels pretty fine. Cliffhaven Kitesail is an equipment that attaches itself as soon as it enters and gives flying. This is together with the Goblin Morningstar, the only card that gives or grants evasion. Can't speak anymore. Evasion is important. Really, really important. This deck will lack punching power early on until you can actually play the Brunor. After that, you're gonna be a beast, and you'll see that in the videos. However, until you actually get a Brunor, you really need as much evasion as you can get, and that's why this is in there. And for the last equipment, plate armor. Plate armor works pretty fine when you have 3 other equipment out, which is really not that difficult. Because as soon as you hit 3 others, this also equips for 0, just like the leather armor. And the boost that it gets from 3 to +3, on top of the double striking, on top of trample, on top of Brunor, granting another +2 for each, will boost your creature immensely. I promise you that. You'll see it in the videos as well. Yeah, that's basically it. That's the deck. Please don't expect this to be the next amazing thing. It is kitchen table magic after all. You'll see I'll have some fun games. You'll see I will win off of a non-interactive deck, obviously. But again, I'm trying to showcase what you can do, what you can expect with this deck, and therefore that's what I went for. Yeah, I hope you enjoy. Yeah, that's pretty much it. On to game 1. Welcome to session number 1. Let's see how much kitchen table magic I need to get a good game off. Technically not a good hand because we really don't have punching power. So I'm really not sure if this is profitable, but in the end magic can happen, so let's see. The reason I don't like it that much is because we have like 2 1-drops and maybe a buffed up goblin on turn 2. Which might be okay because this +3/+3 let's see. We can get damage in early, which is maybe needed because that thing can gain life. we can equip the Goblin Morningstar. Play the Goblin Morningstar and the leather armor, and turn 4 we get the plate armor. So protection first. Let's see what happens. $15 or higher, please. 10 or higher. Okay, no biggie. And here I've played like 5 cards already, and I haven't done damage. So this is a good example how this deck may not be very strong very early on. I can still fly, so I'm okay. As long as my opponent doesn't play... Ooh. Yeah, that's a big shame. We may be able to race, so let's see. If we get a 4th land, this Fireblade Charger is gonna be huge. Yep, you're... also not the fastest deck. We'll see. Yes, nice, very good. Yeah, there you go. Brunor is important for this deck. The power comes from Brunor, and I want to stress this. This is the perfect example for why this card is in there 4 times. Top 7, put 2 land cards from among them on the battlefield, the rest on the bottom. That's not interaction. Don't be me, don't drag out the game, just finish it. And watch out for equipping the first one, because the second one won't be free anymore. So that's very important. Yep. Not the best showcase because my opponent didn't have any interaction. However, I'm going to use this footage for the purpose of demonstrating what Bruenor can do. On to game 2, I guess. Session 2 with another hasty Fireblade Charger on 2. So let's see. We have 3 lands for the Kargan War Leader, which is fine. Let's see how much damage we can push through and how much we get screwed by removal. Yep. I might need to play the Fireblade Charger first because we could have attacked. We could have played out the Core Blade Master on turn 2, and still had the same amount of damage. But on the other hand, if I would have done it that way, we wouldn't have the equipment out yet. So, not sure which one is better. You are a life gain deck. Okay. Okay. Now, playing the Bruenor makes this a 4/3, but I can't attack with the Worgen Leader. The Kargan War Leader. If I play the Blade Master, I get a double striking, which I might like better. And then play the Bruenor next turn. And this way I don't lose the Kargan War Leader and I get more damage through. So, no idea what to expect. Okay. There is no trample damage, unfortunately. But we do have double strike, which will get rid of the Jaren. Don't need to play the land. I'm actually pretty happy that we didn't get the Valkyrie that early. Now this is not cool. Drawing too many lands. Let's just hope we can push through. Normally black-white life gain decks like this really do not go in our favor. Turn 3 Valkyrie is back-breaking for this deck. Come on. Here's the downside of this deck. There's no evasion. It doesn't feel like there's enough evasion. But now opponent just made a mistake. He could have taken 5 and then, unless he has another plan. That's not going to be a plan for success, unless you have a creature right now. But then you don't have enough mana. What are you doing? Yeah. You can't even activate the hive. Yeah, you can't. Sweet. Nice. Nice top deck. Oh, this is great. Sweet. Cool. I did not think I was gonna get through this. As soon as I saw the Valkyrie, I was like, uh-oh. Too much life gain, but yeah. Once in a while we can get lucky, I suppose. Let's go to game 3. Session number 3. A rather slow start, but something we could work into damage. So we're gonna go Morningstar turn 2, Core Blade Master turn 3, hoping that the Morningstar actually gets attached to the Goblin. It's not always the case. It does not. Okay, that's unfortunate. We will then play the Fireblade Charger, and equip it so it gets haste. But having the evasion equipment out on the field right now is already a good start, because this is definitely a deck that lacks evasion. It's got the punching power, but it doesn't have evasion, unfortunately. Yep, same plan still. Yeah, misclick there. I did not want to click that hard. That's fine. Not the end of the world. You're gonna bring the bear out, and you had 4 mana. What else could it be? It could be the Yeti. You bring out the bear, get another land. Play fight. Well, that would not be a smart idea. Okay. Yeah, I could have played the leather armor. I could have reattached it. No, I couldn't. It's okay. You're willing to sacrifice that creature. Okay. That card brings a land onto the battlefield untapped, so he technically would have 2 mana. Okay. I'm not gonna trade again. He has the mana to tap it down, so there's that, I guess. If we get a land, we could actually do this. And play the plate armor. Unless he counters it, obviously. Which he does not. So, equip. And now I'm happy to attack with a double striking trampler. Now we're back in the game. Kind of. Kind of. No interaction is good, but we have ward of 2, so we're not nearly as done as I'd like to be. This could be another bubble. Oh. Okay. A Brunnor would be amazing right now. There's a reason I put 4 in the deck. There is 4 equipment, that's 8 damage. Brunnor. Give me a Brunnor deck. Yes! Oh my god. Double strike, my friend, and trample. Oh man, I'm grinning from ear. Exactly. What a top deck. Oh my god. That's what I call magic happened. Sweet. Sweet. Yeah, I'll keep it at that. A little bit of a shorter video this time around. I think I've showcased pretty much everything this deck has to offer. The biggest downfall for this deck is the constant removal of black decks in the at the moment. Like Poison the Cup, Meat Hook Massacre, what else do we have? Flunk or Deflunk, whatever it's called. Like all the Shadow's Verdict, like the 5 mana exile board wipe, like stuff like that. It will just absolutely wreck this deck. However, it's still made for kitchen table magic, and I think, yeah, you just heard me laughing, so can work out. Thanks for watching.